Okay. Hey, everybody. We're starting our live. This is actually the second live of the day because the first one, the microphone wasn't working. So we're hoping that people get on here and that they can hear us. No one's actually on yet.
You're here.
If you're here and you can hear us, it means it worked.
Watching the replay.
But we're going to wait to see if some other people show up because we had to stop the other one. All right.
Here. Yay.
The sound is good, says Sarah. Sweet.
Shannon.
Sorry, we started and we were apparently connected or thought we were using those other microphones we used when we were mixing all the cleaners last week, and we didn't have it there. So
what was the?
Well, remember
you went like this. All the cleaners. No, you just did one finger.
Yeah, cleaners. That's my finger motion for cleaners.
Well, we were telling just some amazing stories.
You guys
I can't share them now. You missed them.
It was super funny and super entertaining and would have changed your life. But
we were actually doing a movie review. Actually, that's not a joke.
We were sharing a movie we liked, but we'll just skip past that now. So welcome everybody: Sarah, Shannon, Carolyn, Deborah,
Tim,
MGJRJ Smith.
Jen.
Oh, Jen. We're so stupid. Tim and Tim. Okay. Thanks for coming. So on today's live, we are going to be talking about emergency preparedness and oils. And what we'll do is we're going to go through a few things, but because I had to restart this, those of you that are watching live, we're missing a link in the description that goes right to a kit that has all the oils in it that we're going to talk about. So wait for that to come later.
Yeah.
But if you're watching this later, then it's probably there.
Yeah.
And if you have questions, feel free to leave a comment here on the right-hand side. We have them running here. And then if you're watching this later, then just leave a comment in the video and we will respond to you as soon as we can. And yeah, there will be links to get what we're talking about. Okay.
Welcome to Monday.
Yeah.
Monday.
Ooh, that made me nervous not having the microphone working. I'm all like kind of sweating now. Also, it's hot and humid here.
Even though I have a sweater on.
Why do you have a sweater on?
Because we went outside and it was hot, and then I came inside and it felt cold, and I'm drinking cold water. So
that makes sense. Okay, so we had a few requests for different topics. One of them was emergency preparedness with essential oils. Another popular one was pets and essential oils. We will do a pet one.
Oh, will we? I'm nervous about that one because it is different than humans. I don't have a ton of experience.
We will have to go off of other people's material on that, I think.
Which I'm nervous about.
We'll have to do a big disclaimer at the beginning of that.
I'm not a veterinarian. I'm not a doctor either, but I am like a human.
We are not medical.
I'm not a dog, so it's easier to be a human talking about human uses for oil. So I do get nervous about the dog one because I was like researching and I'm like, I know what I know because I've been to some classes about pets, but I'm like, so like if your pet starts vomiting, I'm like, oh.
And if you were a dog, you'd know what to do too.
Yeah.
Because you told us you're not a dog.
It's hot and humid in Bavaria too.
Whoa, wow, Eva from Bavaria. That's a long ways away. Okay.
Nova Scotia's hot and humid.
Really? Nova Scotia? I thought Nova Scotia was supposed to be colder. That's lame.
Yes, I'm not a dog. It's a good quote.
Put that on a t-shirt. Okay, so we're going to hit actually a number of oils today, and a lot of these are just your basic oils that we have talked about before that are useful in lots of different scenarios. As far as emergency preparedness goes, a lot of it is just being literally prepared and being able to continue doing what you would normally do on a normal day, just having the tools available to you. So it's about having these ahead of time so that when you need them, they're there for you.
And we have definitely been very grateful through smaller versions of emergencies.
Yeah.
We've had, our personal emergencies and been very grateful.
Right. So I think even if the likelihood of a huge emergency happening to you or to us is somewhat low, but we all have small emergencies that happen fairly regularly that we should be prepared for.
Yeah, but then it does because we kind of joked about doing this like a zombie apocalypse, and obviously I don't actually think we're gonna have a zombie apocalypse, but over the weekend this fire in Hawaii is just horrifying, and so that's a somber reality that sometimes crazy stuff happens.
Yeah.
It really does.
So good to be ready.
Welcome, Sarah Bell Grace.
Yeah, hey Sarah Bell. So I think part of that is making sure you're mobile with your oils, that you can grab them and go if you need to. A lot of people have 72-hour kits, what they call them, and having oils and ways to administer first aid obviously is a good idea.
And just being like, you just found the Uno cards. Obviously, just having them like a knowledge so that you don't have to in that moment, like try to see if your internet is working and Google things, which you can do. And you've got your app hopefully downloaded. Remember, that's the Modern Essentials ME Plus. It's like $5, $4.99. It's worth every penny. As a resource, but it is better in those high crisis situations, those emergency situations, just to say like, oh, I think this is the thing to use.
Right.
And oils are safe. They don't, you're not like messing with highly volatile compounds. Well, you are, because they'll lift off into the air.
Well, volatile,
but not like they're going to explode, or like, no, don't mix those, you'll die. So
yeah,
you can also be a little bit more calm in maybe a crazy situation about that.
Right. And also essential oils are good as far as storage goes, because I think a lot of people who are in emergency preparedness are concerned about long-term storage of their medicines, and essential oils have a very long shelf life. I think the typical amount of time they put on these bottles is 10 years. And that's really, they put that on there because the FDA requires it. But really, if you keep oils out of the sun and in a room temperature or even cooler place, they'll last indefinitely. So that's a good reason to use essential oils for emergency preparedness, because unlike antibiotics or medicine that tend to expire more quickly, these will last a long time.
But we're not doctors.
No, we're not, turns out. We do play them on television, though.
Yeah. We're going to give you some suggestions today to support your health. We're not diagnosing or treating anything, but things that in an emergency might support your health.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so.
All right. Tim has done emergency evacuation training in healthcare, so he's looking forward to it.
Whoa, maybe Tim could actually contribute a little bit to this conversation.
Yeah, Tim.
Tim may know more than we do. In fact, probably do.
So what we did is we went and looked up different scenarios that you might find yourself in, or that when you're trying to prepare your food storage and other storage, what scenarios are you thinking of? Because it's so much easier to know, like, well, what situation are we trying to be safe in?
Right.
Or be prepared for, and then build back from there.
Right.
And so we went through, it was like 4 or 5 scenarios that you might want to be prepared for that in these emergencies. What are those?
So also for wherever you are, you're going to have different liabilities, as it were, or different exposure to different things. So you should be aware of what, and you probably are, but what might happen in your area as opposed to someone else's. So we live close to a nuclear power plant, so that poses somewhat of a risk, although very low. But there are issues there that might not be for someone else.
Yeah, and if you live on the coast, it's going to be different than if you don't.
Right. So anyways, that's kind of common sense. But the first one was just kind of general 72-hour kit oils that would be good to be able to grab and go with you, that you'll be able to use in that sort of general emergency situation.
Because this is something that can happen no matter where you're at, where there's something going on in your local area that you need to leave. This could be a gas leak. This could be like flash flooding. This could be a tornado. Well, don't leave in a tornado, actually. But there are just situations that every community can find themselves in to quickly pack up and go.
Right.
And so that's called a 72-hour kit, if you haven't heard of that. And something that can last you food and water and other supplies for 72 hours, because that's typically how long you'll be out on your own. At that point, there might be, shelters set up at schools and churches, or you'll be able to go back home. Hey, Evie, you need to be quiet, okay? Sorry. So, so that's what a 72-hour kit, and that's like the first emergency we wanted to talk about being prepared for.
Yeah.
What oils might you throw in your 72-hour kit?
And again, for different scenarios, a lot of these oils sort of cross over into different situations. So we'll probably pull these out more than once. But peppermint is a great place to start, because also for those who might have radiation as a possibility, there are studies about peppermint being able to repel radiation in a way, or actually it absorbs it so you don't have to.
Yeah, there's plants out there, interestingly. There's radioactive substances in the world, but there's also radioprotective plants that seem to help your body, to shield yourself from it. Obviously, I don't think you could just put peppermint all over and survive a nuclear attack. But
Maybe you could.
it is supposed to help you,
Yeah, there's
not
kind of
suffer the effects.
There's a cool study that I saw when I looked this. Oh, I don't have it up anymore. Anyways, it was kind of cool. It talked about peppermint
See,
and how that
I
works.
didn't even know there's a whole list of radioprotective plants. Rosemary is also one of them.
Mhm.
And that could be one to throw in your kit. But
Oh yeah, rosemary. I don't have it with me.
But peppermint can do it too, and it's very cool.
And also, you got to consider that
really cool.
when you're in emergency scenarios, different. You're still kind of like with headache, nausea. These things are still going to be happening, or might be more likely to happen, which is why you want to be able to treat for these things. So peppermint is a good one. It also smells great.
Yeah, I think also just having peppermint. If as a mom, if we're in these sort of scenarios that are incredibly stressful, being able to give your kids some peppermint, put it on their hands, have them breathe it in, it's going to help open their airways and then therefore calm them. I think just having a few oils in your bag, no matter what, is going to be great. I was just recently at a girls' camp, and overnight, sleep away from home, church girls' camp, and it was very nice to be able to have some oils for some girls who were just emotionally distressed. I think we don't think about how when you're going through an emergency, and girls' camp is not quite an emergency, but for when you're 13 and it's your first time away from home, it can feel like one. And so just things to support your healthy emotions is really important too.
Right.
What are you looking up?
I'm looking up this whole peppermint.
I think I might have to pull it up on my phone.
Peppermint and radiation, because I just asked how to use it, and honestly, I'm
going to assume you can put it. So the pre-treatment with peppermint decrease the radiation-induced chromatid breaks, chromosome breaks, centric, all these things.
And I think it was saying that you can use it topically or aromatically.
Well, or I would say with doTERRA, you can use it internally. So you
Right.
can put some in your water or under your tongue, be drinking it.
Mm.
Obviously, there's other situations where people come in contact with radiation and that aren't emergency, or where peppermint is also helpful.
Oh, right. Okay.
So
Jen asked about if we should be diluted for kids. Peppermint can be very cooling on the skin,
like icy hot.
right? So it can feel a little too cold for a child, especially that have sensitive skin. So it is probably a good idea to dilute that. We have what we call fractionated coconut oil, which is a great way to dilute your oils, to kind of cut those a little bit so they don't soak in quite so much. Anyway, so I would say it's probably a good idea to dilute it with kids, unless they're used to it. Our kids are pretty used to oils, so they can put it right on and they're fine.
Yeah, I'm getting distracted because we have kids fighting right off screen. Eve, can you take your headphones off, please? Can you take your headphones off, please? I know, but you're yelling really loud at Jude because you're wearing headphones. So you need to. Okay. Also, I can hear your music all the way from here. It needs to be turned down. You're gonna hurt your ears. Yeah, turn it down, or be done.
On-screen parenting. Here we go.
Turn it down or be done. Are you? Which one? Can you hear how loud that is? Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
There you
Way
go.
too no.
Keep going. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
We should
So loud. Like
we should have
got
prepped
these
a little bit more.
over the ear like headphones and it was like blasting. Let's hear it for the boy by Denise Williams.
Well, which is a great song. Okay, so that's peppermint. Good. It's a good idea to dilute it. Another great oil, which is great for first aid and that sort of thing, is lavender. Lavender is great for burns, scrapes, that sort of thing.
Stings,
any skin
irritations. Yeah, supporting skin health, but
Right.
also stress,
Mhm.
sleep, all of those
Right,
things.
because oftentimes,
what a go-to.
again, emergency situations create stress, whether you're in home or you're somewhere else. You want a way to kind of deal with that. So this is a nice natural way to do it, and just have it with you. But for any actual sort of injuries, you can
Remember
use
when
lavender.
you were at a family picnic with the Norp clan, and there was kind of an emergency because all the kids got into poison ivy.
Oh, poison ivy, yeah.
And you pulled out your lavender and were
Mhm.
able to relieve the situation very quickly.
Yeah, that did help.
Yeah.
So yes, it's a
I mean,
great.
there's many emergencies like that all the time. So having lavender and peppermint and a few of these in your bag.
Yeah, it does promote a kind of healthy response to allergic situations. Okay, so keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Eucalyptus is another good one for decongestive properties, that sort of thing. So that's just sort of general, I think.
Or breathe.
Oh yeah, breathe. Let's pull that one out.
So breathe has eucalyptus in it. Obviously, once again, aromatic, use is going to help your respiratory function. Let's say you were in some sort of situation with a lot of smoke or some sort of irritant in the air. Breathe is going to help you once you've gotten out of that, open up your airways again. And also, there's just compounds in there that support your respiratory function.
Right. If you have someone who struggles with respiratory issues, this is a good thing to just have around again in your kit, that in case you need it. And
like in Signs, where is it he that's freaking out because when he gets stressed, he has respiratory problems.
Yes.
So
when there's an alien attack, you're going to want to breathe around. Believe me.
We didn't include that in the list, but it seems like lately. Sorry, I'm going to go delete our other live because people are like still going on it and they're like, we can't hear you.
Oh, are they? Oh, did we not delete it?
I don't think so. Let me go
Oh,
see.
you're right. We didn't. Oh, man. Things were.
No, maybe we did.
This got really confusing because we messed that up so much.
No, this is it. We need to delete it.
Okay.
Sorry, you keep talking.
Okay, I'll keep talking. Okay, so I'm sorry. We're having technical issues this morning. Okay, next one. Frankincense is great, again, for emergency scenarios, anti-inflammatory, and helps response to pain, pain relief, as it were. Okay, so frankincense is great for inflammation and sort of dealing with injuries.
Well, and really
internally.
supporting immune function. So let's say you find yourself in a scenario where you've had to get out of town and you're in a shelter and you can hear like people coughing and like, it doesn't seem like everybody's really healthy, or maybe there's just something in the community that you want to avoid. Frankincense is going to support your immune function. Your immune system is going to be stronger and better at a higher level with frankincense. And so put it in a drop under your tongue, or rubbing it on the bottom of your feet, and everybody in your family, maybe you're having them rub it on their bottom of their feet morning and night, and putting a drop under their tongue sort of thing is going to help you when maybe you can't control the area around you. I mean, your body can be exposed to an illness and not get it. It would probably lead to, do you have On Guard?
I do.
Since we're already talking about it, one of the ways that you can be exposed to something and not get it, there seems to be a correlation between that and antioxidant levels in your body. And clove oil has one of the highest antioxidant levels of like anything on the planet. And so On Guard is clove oil. Is it the first ingredient?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, or sorry, excuse me. Wild orange is first, then clove.
Yeah, and so that's going to having this, like we've talked about using it on our hands, on the bottoms of our feet, diffusing it, but you can put it under your tongue. It's spicy, but this is going to be awesome so that like you are protected because your immune system's functioning so well.
Right.
That's something that's amazing. Preventative emergency preparedness is amazing for your oils. And also just in general, being healthy so that when the emergency comes, you have the ability to fight off any, stuff that's going on.
Right. Well, and then part of that, what doTERRA has is these On Guard Plus capsules, which are an easy way to take On Guard internally. This has a few more ingredients in it that are great for fighting off some of that yucky stuff that can be in the air. So having some On Guard Plus in your kit or whatever is going to be easy, and it's easy to transport, easy to take. And also another thing is the On Guard sanitizing mist, which is for sanitizing surfaces. So if you find yourself in a situation where your hands need to be clean or an actual surface needs to be clean and you want something all natural to do that with, On Guard sanitizing mist is a great way to do it.
Okay. Somebody said that the live still seems a little glitchy.
Can everyone hear us okay still? I would assume that more people would say that they couldn't. Okay, so
so On Guard Plus is actually, somebody said they were surprised you could. It is On Guard Plus. Did you already say this? I wasn't listening.
I did.
Okay, plus some other things.
Plus other stuff.
It's got black pepper, oregano, and melissa, additional immune support. So this is awesome. We have used this so many times. It's just such an easy delivery system when it's in a capsule.
Yeah. This is good to have around in case of, a pandemic type situation.
No, you can't say that.
Or a situation where there's certain viruses going around. But it's having a couple bottles of these around is going to help to have a healthy response. Yes, Jude? Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and so often, like Mike will get filling up gas, and I will be waiting with like the hand sanitizer and like spray it in his hands for him. So
And
he
that's a
can just-
total emergency when I'm filling up gas.
No, but I think when things were kind of crazy a few years ago, we felt so great because we had our RV,
Mm,
and so we could travel still and have the normalcy of that, but be safe and protected. And also we had all of these things in our life that helped us feel like we're good, we're prepared. We're not at the mercy of like, others, that we could just be like, oh, we are self-sufficient.
right.
And that's a really good feeling. And that's why emergency preparedness with oils is great, because especially if you guys are here, you're learning, you've got the app and you'll continue using and learning them so that when those things come, it is just an immediate like, oh, I know what to pull out, like Mike at the park, pull out the lavender.
Right.
Just an immediate response. It's super easy in those emergencies.
We have a few people who use the hand sanitizer for gassing up their vehicles.
Yeah.
Awesome. The next one I'll talk about is digest then. This is because in any sort of stressful situation, digestive issues can arise, and this promotes a healthy digestive function. So if you find yourself having a little too much digestion or a little too not enough digestion, am I
Yeah.
saying that? Does everyone understand what I'm saying? This can help kind of balance you out. So
Yeah. And also, we find that, and we've mentioned it before, but we rely heavily on this when we're traveling internationally to maybe places where it doesn't feel as clean, where people maybe don't take hand washing as seriously, that are cooking or preparing our food, or whatever it is. Just when you're traveling, you're coming into contact with so many different things, and the different oils in there and the compounds found in those plants actually can inhibit, even if you once again were to come into contact with something that might make you get unwell.
Yep.
There's things in there that would inhibit the growth and replication of those little microbes or whatever. And so, when we're at a restaurant, sometimes you're like, I'm going to take a little capsule or put some of that, like a little shot. What I wouldn't do, because I have done moving forward, I don't do this now, but like you think like, oh, well, I'll just put some in my glass of water, but then it's like super disgusting tasting to you. And then you're like,
yeah.
Better thing to do is to get like literally like a shot glass size of water and put a couple drops in there and hit it back. It's much easier to get down rather than like, having to gulp down 8 to 12 ounces of water to get the drops.
Yeah.
Yes. But I will say, another thing that I use digestin in my water for, sometimes I don't mind it. Like if I had a lot of mucus in my body, digestin helps with the release of that, supports your body's anti-mucus function. And so I will put a drop of digestin in here, and that's not so bad with this
because it's
amount
pretty
of water.
diluted. Yeah.
And when you're really that mucusy, you don't really taste it anyway. So I'll put
That's
it
true.
in, and that helps. But so that's an amazing one to have to grab quickly. And how many oils are we at now?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 about.
So this is going to fit in a baggie. This is going to fit in a little makeup container, or those little zippered pouches. You can pick one of those up. You can also go on like to companies online, like what's the company that sells all the oil products? But you could go and find like
Aromatools?
like Aromatools. They have like the makeup type zippered pouches, but it actually has little elastics to keep oils, so you can just
keep them all.
so that you have something like this set aside so that you can just grab it and go. Whether it's grab it and go on vacation, grab it and go to the park, or grab it and go in an emergency situation.
Right. And then also, if you were to get the kit that this all comes with, there's a little wooden box that comes with that keeps all the oils in it, which also you can grab and go.
That's true.
Anyways, different options.
Throw it in your car.
Another one that's great is Deep Blue. This is great because, again, in a emergency scenario, you might find that you're moving more or working more than you would have otherwise.
Yeah.
And so aches and pains and even injuries can happen. And Deep Blue is great for dealing with all that stuff.
Yeah, and in
Um,
fact, I guess a emergency we didn't think about. This was before we knew about oils, but we lived down in Houston when Katrina hit
well, when it hit
Louisiana.
yep.
And Mike went over with a bunch of men from the church afterwards. They were like literally like the
We
first
were there
group
pretty
in.
early, a couple days in. We were
Yeah,
there.
and we're like walking through floodwaters, and
Well,
sawing on
we were
trees, and
just in contact with a lot of the debris and stuff that was there.
so like yes, physical. You're not usually cutting up trees and like moving things and lifting things, but also you came back and got a weird,
Oh, yeah.
weird thing on his arms.
Yeah, I had a skin issue that came out. I don't know what it was, but I got it was
Those-
all very itchy.
Those were so filthy.
And so at the time, I wish I would have had some oils to deal with some of that.
Yeah.
So this is the sort of stuff that just in everyday life, we're not coming in contact with. So we have to think through, like, what does that look like and what do I need to actually be prepared for? So skin issues, as well as just general injury and trying to keep your body healthy and able to function properly as far as physical labor goes. Deep Blue is perfect for that. Deep Blue comes in this little bottle size right here. This is a 5 milliliter bottle. There's also a little roll-on you can get, or a Deep Blue rub, which is in a lotion form, and then there's a stick. And actually, the kit that we have linked for this that have all these things in it also have a Deep Blue stick. I couldn't find ours because
Well, so Tim is asking, is there a kit by doTERRA for emergencies already done up? Well, when we were preparing for this and we were going through all of the oils that, like for the different scenarios, Mike realized, oh, the Natural Solutions kit, is that what it's so called?
Yeah.
The Natural Solutions kit, it's a little bit of a larger kit, has it all.
Yeah, because it's meant to replace what's in your medicine cabinet, which when it comes down to it is really pretty much everything you need.
In fact, there was somebody like us who was sharing oils who was like, we need like somebody who can say everything that's in your cabinet, like keeping all of your, health stuff completely replaced with Natural Solutions. And so they did it. It's the Natural Solutions kit. So really that kit, if you wanted to just buy something and put it, aside,
that's the thing to do. Yeah. So everything that we're talking about here is included in that kit, plus a few things actually that we don't have right here. So Deep Blue is great for that. Another oil hit, lemon. This is just for antiseptic sort of, and for cleaning or that sort of thing, surfaces or even your hands.
Like if you need to do some food prep somewhere, you can put some lemon on like a rag or paper towel and wipe down that area with the lemon before you do that.
Also, lemon just smells good, so I think it is a mood lifter. So, which things can be stressful, like we talk about, and lemon is a great. I just love how it smells. Now, we've talked about this before, but you want to be careful about getting this on your skin, especially if you're going to be outside a lot, because it does make your skin more sensitive to the sun, so you're more likely to burn. So you don't want to put it on your neck or on your face if you're going to be out in the sun.
They're saying that it's kind of glitchy today.
Okay.
We had bad internet yesterday. I had a church meeting on like a Google Meet.
Sorry, we can't fix that.
Yeah, we had like some people come through this week to do new internet lines. Maybe they're just trying to get us to buy it. Oh man.
Sorry about that. Hopefully, if you watch the replay, it won't be so glitchy.
Who knows?
These lives, we might have to just start pre-recording these.
No.
Okay, so lemon for that. I apologize for the.
It's in the video. Somebody rewound it.
Oh, okay. Well,
Should we
not much we can do about it right now.
Should we end early and just say everybody come back Wednesday?
No. We'll finish it. We'll finish it.
I mean, like how painful it is to watch.
I think we should. But we'll plow forward. We can do it again on Thursday or Wednesday. We'll check out the internet situation, see if we can fix it.
Yeah.
Okay. Another great oil for emergency preparedness is tea tree oil. Again, just another great one for any sort of
wound
care, antifungal.
Yes,
all that
like
good
let's
stuff.
say you were in a flooded situation and you're having. That's what we would have rubbed on Mike's arms.
Yeah.
Like when he came out of the floodwater stuff, we would have had him rub tea tree on his extremities, and it's a great thing to like maybe when you're washing your body down, put a drop in your hand and then, lather with your soap and that sort of thing. You can do those sort of things. And I was going to mention with lemon, sometimes you might have to wash out your water bottles or your dishes. You can use On Guard, but you could use lemon. There's going to be a lot of crossover, obviously, but yeah, I think tea tree is just going to be great for skin health.
Yeah. And then if you're away from home for a certain amount of time or whatever, your kids are dealing with some of the normal issues that kids have as far as ear issues or eye issues. We're trying to be FDA compliant, so we're not actually saying what those things are. You're gonna have to connect the dots. But the Melaleuca is great for those sorts of not infections. Great for supporting an immune response, those issues. So it's just good to have around.
It's a really powerful oil.
Yeah. So
definitely would have that in my preparedness kit.
Okay. Let's see. The next two are sort of more mood related. So Serenity is great for helping us calm down a little bit, if for sleep or that sort of thing. Not really any use first aid wise, but just for mood and for calmness.
The people who are now like in Hawaii and whoever goes sleep in shelters, the trauma that they just went through and the ability to sleep on a cot in a room with a bunch of strangers is probably really difficult. But also sleep is going to be a key component in staying healthy through those times. And also reducing your stress level. If you aren't getting proper amount, like when you're sleeping, they believe that like your brain is always going like this, or like this membrane around your brain, and it seems to be pumping out all the like stress chemicals from the day. And so if you aren't getting enough sleep, those don't ever leave. And so your stress levels just rise and rise and rise, as some of you who aren't sleeping know.
Yeah.
And so in an emergency situation, you really need sleep to be able to function the next day. And so I can't even imagine how difficult that is, but I would imagine having Serenity, especially if you've already used it at home, your brain's going to recognize it. It's going to go, oh, I know what we're doing. And it's going to help you sleep during those situations.
Yeah. And then Adaptive is another one. This is a new one from doTERRA that's also a calming blend, because some people will love Serenity and for some people it may not be great. So Adaptive is just another option.
Adaptive is just great for mental health.
Yeah.
Supporting mental health.
So any sort of nervousness and that sort of thing that you're feeling, Adaptive is going to be awesome for that. And stressful situations, obviously, we can be very nervous or anxious. And then let's see.
And like, when we've gone to a lot of emergency preparedness events, and one of the things that people don't realize when they're putting their 72-hour kits together is how much you should put foods that you recognize and that you are easy for you to digest and like you're familiar with, because even when you're traveling, that's why people will make fun of us sometimes when we're getting pizza on our international trips. It's like travel is very stressful. Everything is new all of the time, and that's good. That is part of the good of it, but also like you need sometimes something familiar to kind of bring down the stress level. And so I do think I mean, I can't quantify, but I would imagine a lot of, you don't want to like not interact with oils at all and just be like, oh, in an emergency, I'll use these. Being able to smell the familiar smells, because that's a part of it, right? When you are somewhere different, when there's been some sort of emergencies, the smells change around you, whether it's just because you're in a different room or different, location, but more likely in an emergency scenario, there's actual new smells outside.
Right.
Because of the disasters. I don't know if you've never been around somewhere where there's been a big storm. I grew up in Houston, and we would have, when I was a teenager, we had a flood that flooded our whole community. And it changed the smells of our community for weeks afterwards, just because of the sewage mixing, the mold and mildew, and all of those things. And so I can't understate how comforting.
Overstate.
You
are
right.
understating.
I am understating it. I don't know why I would use understatement. Okay, but like the familiarity for your brain of those aromas and creating like a less stressful situation.
Yeah, for your brain.
Yeah,
because I don't remember the parts of the brain, but your sense of smell goes right to which part of your brain? I can't remember the memory part.
Your amygdala.
Right. So
which is like your trauma.
smells are important, which is also why, like, smells can also cause a lot of stress. If there's a bad smell, you want to get away from it. And a good smell you like, or the smell of something from your past reminds you of those things. You have memories or emotions come
The
flooding
flood
back.
of
So,
93. KG Gamer went through it too. They had to live in a
whoa.
hotel for months.
Okay.
Oh,
So-
and adaptive the whole point of adaptive is to help people who have constant or occasional anxious feelings. So
Right.
yes, I would check that out.
So as Megan said, you don't want to wait until there's emergency to use your oils, because you want to know how to, because you don't want to be like suddenly like flipping through a book or through an app to try to figure out what to do. But also, like you said, it can also kind of
The familiarity of your
bring you
brain.
back.
Like for instance, peppermint, some people, there's been some research into people who will study while smelling peppermint. And then if they bring peppermint to the test and smell it again, it connects their brain back. It creates a scent memory during the studying, just like the scent memory of your grandma's house or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it helps them recall that information better. And so the oils can all have a scent memory of good times or less stressful times. And just that alone is going to help your immune function, right? Because keeping stress levels down and things.
Awesome. Okay. And then another one that is great as far as dealing with being sick, that sort of thing. I don't know how to
Is that
say
your
it.
FDA compliant?
Yeah, oregano has a lot of people use this for viral situations. So oregano is great to have around as well. This is one topically you probably want to stay away from because of how spicy it is, but you can take it internally. We suggest using a little capsule to put some in, and then we suggest taking a lot of water with that, like drinking it so you make sure it gets all the way down in your stomach so you don't have kind of a burning feeling in your throat. But oregano is very powerful oil. If you want to use it topically for issues like warts, that sort of thing, I'm probably not supposed to say that either.
Or like if you want to support the
A healthy skin.
healthy skin and the non-existence of warts on your skin.
What you want to do is you want to make sure it goes only on the part that you're treating.
Yeah.
So you don't want to like say put some on your hand and then rub it around.
I mean, just like any treatment for warts.
General area, you put it. Well, we've talked about this before. Oftentimes we'll pop the top off this thing. These come off, and then you can put like a toothpick or something in there just to get a little bit on there, and then you can pinpoint literally the place you want to put the oil, and so it only gets.
I don't even pop the top off. I'm the one who's treating the warts around this house. I just put it right there in the.
Oh, in the little orifice?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Another thing, like travel emergencies, when we were in Morocco, one of our kids kept messing with all the street cats, thinking they were so cute.
Oh.
And then one of our kids got a weird ring-shaped.
You can say who it was.
Daniel. He got a weird ring-shaped skin irritation.
Yeah.
Ring-shaped. And we were definitely using tea tree and oregano in coconut carrier oil to take care of that. And Mike was like, maybe you don't want to use oregano. I love oregano. I like the smell of it. But if you're using it to support skin health in some sort of situation like that, just dilute it with like 4 drops of carrier oil to 1 drop of oregano. You don't have to add like a tablespoon to 1 drop.
Okay.
But then what's great about that anyways is that carrier oil is going to keep it right there where the trouble is anyways, instead of it just going into your, interior of your body. So I love oregano oil. It's great for any sort of fungal irritation, which in flooding and those sorts of situations is kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
Oh, another thing I'll mention, my mom lived in Houston, continued to live in Houston. They had a 10,000 year flood, which meant we're not going to flood this again. Or actually first they had a 2,000 year flood in 15 or 16.
I don't remember.
And then the next year they had a 10,000 year flood. It's like these meaningless things. What it actually probably means is they're building a lot and a wet place and not creating places for water to go. So then there's too much concrete and things. And so the storms come, Texas, from all over Texas, and then it just builds and builds and builds and floods neighborhoods. But her house actually flooded feet deep, and she's allergic to mold. And so we had her turn on her diffuser and just start diffusing on guard like crazy in her house. And then like they had someone come in and check and was very surprised that they couldn't find any mold in her house. So that sort of emergency situation your oils are awesome for. But also she diffuses, she will put her diffuser in her front load washing machine with On Guard in it and just like close the door, but not latch it, because it's still plugged in outside of the machine, and let it diffuse like a cycle in there. It's not turning on the machine. I think you guys know what I mean. But
don't turn it on with the diffuser
because the volatile compounds in the aromatic compounds in oils that are so light, you can do that and it will spread into the little chamber, all the different little, you think like, oh, the diffuser is only working in the kitchen, or I can't smell it on the other side of the house, but that's not true. It will get diluted into the air, and you may not be able to recognize it with your nose anymore, but it's still there, and it'll get into your ducts and spread around your house and be effective still at a lot of things, even if you're not smelling it. So that's pretty dang cool.
Yeah, and this kit that we've linked below has a diffuser that comes with it. And also this month, or for actually I think to the end of the year, if you order that kit, you would get another diffuser, a little pebble one they call it.
Yeah, I put oils in the actual soap dish of my front load every once in a while, but my mom actually diffuses it in there because she feels like that's more effective. Since she's right. Allergic to mold.
Who knows?
Terrible place to live. Houston is a terrible place to live if you're allergic to mold. She doesn't live there anymore.
We suggest moving if you live in Houston.
Yeah, too.
We did. Okay, so another one. This is an oil, but it is one of their products called Preparedness. Right there. This is awesome for cuts and that sort of thing. It's an ointment and has.
You can look at the shape of it. You can imagine what you might be replacing in an emergency.
A certain over-the-counter stuff, but this is awesome. We love Preparedness. Easy to use. You can put it on a Band-Aid or whatever.
OPSO7, welcome from Ireland. Oh, dude, there's tons of people in Ireland using doTERRA. We know people in Ireland using doTERRA.
Yeah, there's oils in Ireland, all right. This has frankincense, helichrysum, cedarwood, lavender, and tea tree. So,
but then it's in. I'll show you what it looks like.
It's just a clear little.
Ready?
You gonna squeeze them out? Whoa!
Look, I'll pull it back in. It's just a little.
Whoa, that's like some kind of magic trick you just did.
Yeah. It's just an ointment that you might want to apply anywhere that needs, and it's nice to have it in ointment form to keep it on your skin to support your skin health.
Yep,
that's great. Awesome.
So that's also in
then
that kit.
It has the power of oils in so many
power.
Things. No, they are so powerful, and so it's going to facilitate quicker recovery and things along those lines.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm looking right now. I think that's everything that we plan on covering. We kind of pulled this all together pretty quickly, like we always do. We're not super
Another thing that's in the Natural
stuff.
Solutions kit are supplements,
Uh-huh.
which these are great to have because let's say you're eating crackers or whatever in an emergency. You can, if you have some food-based supplements, then you can be like, okay, I'm not eating how I normally would, but I'm still getting the nutrients I need. And food-based means that it's not just like recreating these health compounds in a lab and your body's like, what the heck is this? It's not as easable and not as accessible, but it's actually from food sources. Yeah, digestible, usable.
Whatever.
So that's good too. So
okay, that's good.
And there's a few other things in there like the toothpaste.
Yeah, the On Guard toothpaste, which in an emergency situation is important to keep your teeth clean. Okay.
No, but everybody wants to. But something that doTERRA has is if you go onto a website and you put in sample in the search bar, if you're like have a wholesale account for shopping or whatever, they have sample sizes of toothpaste. Just little packets that you could throw in a 72-hour kit or even just in your bag.
Oh, that's true.
For travel. If you don't want to bring your whole toothpaste, that can go on an airplane when your toothpaste can't, your big tube. They also have Deep Blue in the little like packets, which is going to be great for, emergency kits.
Yeah, because it's smaller amounts.
Yeah, and so you might want to order some of those too. You're not necessarily going to be using these as samples to pass out, but just for yourself to have. I've got a little Deep Blue in my backpack, take and things along those lines. So those are really great. You should definitely add
Give
those
that a
to
try.
an order someday in the future.
Okay, I think that's all of our stuff. I think that's everything we're going to go over.
She used, okay, MJRG Smith said, I use that as a spot treatment, not large coverage, in a diaper rash issues on the hotter spots, and it was a miracle. No, the Correct-X. So I need that correct. Least of these said I need that Correct-X right now. I scraped up my finger with the grater making apples and cabbage. Yikes. Yeah, and I will use it on my skin. Like even if I've gotten like a cold sore and I want to help it heal quicker, I will use it there. So I think I hope that we answered all of the questions. I'm sorry, a bummer for me that it was glitchy.
That's okay.
But maybe Wednesday night we'll have it a little bit less glitchy.
Okay.
And yeah. I want to mention, for those of you who are still here, a lot of you, thank you. We do get nervous because there are rules on what we can say since we sell oils, right? Since we help you get oils from doTERRA, there are a lot of rules about what we can say and can't say. And it's so hard because we know, like, I want to talk about, I can't even tell you, like, even if it's real, I mean, like,
even if we're not lying.
No, but like if yesterday Mike had some issue and we took care of it really quickly with oils, I'm not allowed to tell you that story if it's a medical issue. And so we would have to say it supported his ear health or something like that, right? And so we are not great at it. Like Mike used some words in here that are not great.
Don't tell anybody.
No, but they have algorithms and things that find those, and we can get flagged. And so what we're wondering is if we maybe won't keep these live forever.
Oh, right.
Like, I mean, not live, but like right now you can go back and watch all of the old replays. We might in the future only make the replays available for like 24 hours.
Yeah.
Just for our protection and also so that we can maybe speak a little bit more freely.
We don't want the FBI coming in here and taking us down.
Yeah, Michael.
Sorry.
So anyways, yeah. Brett Elizabeth Spohr was saying she works for a naturopathic clinic and they have similar challenges. So it is hard. And I get it because you don't want people making crazy claims and people who, you know, like if you're struggling and you've got cancer and somebody's taking advantage of you because you're desperate and they just sell you something, right? I get that, but I also it can be frustrating for us because we are so blessed by the oils and we want to tell people, but
right. Okay, so we were gonna do some giveaways. We said we're gonna do giveaways on each of these
KG
videos.
Gamer was saying, can you record the live and then edit out errors so like we could be like, or like a bar over our mouth when we're saying things.
It's kind of hard to edit the lives, honestly. It's a pain, and it's not worth it to me. So I don't think so. Okay, so we want to do some giveaways. So for those of you that stuck around, and we're gonna do 3 bottles of oil.
Brett Elizabeth Soar said maybe we need to launch our own network. It doesn't matter. I was just talking to a friend who's had a private. They had like a private link that only like that you had to have a link to and watch, and it got flagged by the FDA. Somebody on there was FDA.
Somebody turned them in.
How crazy is that? And we're saying that word over and over again, so it's probably pulling us up in the
They're coming after us
more.
right now. They're gonna come swooping through the windows.
Well, you use the word pandemic. I'm pretty like people won't say that anymore because it immediately gets flagged.
Sorry,
but
we might be erasing this as soon as we're done.
No.
Okay, so let's do a little giveaway. Okay.
Oh, giveaways!
Remember, we do this. So the rules of this are: if you've already won a giveaway oil, you can't win again. I'm sorry, no repeat winners. So this is for all you people out there who haven't won yet. We have 3 oils that we're going to give away. And we have to come up with some questions right now because we didn't come up with any ahead of time.
I got one.
Oh, Megan's got one. Sweet.
First question. What do we call?
So wait, in case you don't know how to win this, you got to comment, okay, on the little side thing here. You got to be first one.
What do we call organic plant, or not organic, just a plant that helps you be protected against radiation or any sort of substance that protects you against radiation?
I don't know the answer to this. don't know if anyone else does.
It's
What
not,
was the question?
It's not radioactive. It is.
Oh, like what's the opposite of radioactive?
Well, no, it's not necessarily the opposite. I don't know what the actual scientific opposite of radioactiveness is, but
I think
we used a word earlier.
everybody already left the chat. There's
we
no one else
didn't.
watching anymore. That's why
That's
no one's
not true.
answering.
There's plenty of people watching. Does anybody remember?
They're all like,
Are you all Googling it?
I don't know what you're.
Or is it that everybody's here is one?
Yeah. Have we given away 27 oils?
Yeah, maybe. Come on, guys. It's not radioactive. It's radio. What happened? Where is everybody?
It ended. We didn't realize it. We're here by ourselves.
It's because we said that word again.
Okay, we need to you might need to clarify that question.
No, I don't think so. Because nobody's commenting. I think they're spare. It's just glitchy.
Are we?
Somebody say anything. See, it's like glitchy.
Oh, people are answering, but we're not seeing it. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah. Well, whoever answers
You know why?
first.
So many people answered that it like took the system down.
Yeah. I think whoever answers first gets peppermint oil.
Peppermint.
So send us your contact information or your address where we can mail it to contact@northandsouth.com.
Well, we don't know who answered it.
I know. I'm gonna go to
Suddenly the comments stopped.
yeah, I'm gonna go to the live and see if I can actually see
Okay.
it.
Better turn down your volume though, or else we're gonna hear ourselves.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Oh, we got some coming through. Are any of these right, Megan? Oh, now they're coming
Radio
through.
Protective. KJ Gamer 31.
Which is Jen, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
No, that's not Jen. Jen is the like M.
Oh, MJR Smith.
Yeah,
Okay, KJ Gamer 31, Radio Protective.
that's right.
That's what Megan was looking for. I had no clue.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Okay, so send us your information, your address to contact@northandsouth.com, and we will send you your free bottle of peppermint. And the next time there's a nuclear explosion in your area, you'll be safe. Oh, was I not supposed to say that either?
Yeah, he's guaranteeing that. Okay, by the way.
You're going to see my face in the news because I'll be arrested. Okay. Let's, next one. Maybe we should, we should ask what oil this is, and then this is what we're going to give them.
Okay.
So
No, just try it.
I'm not necessarily good at this. Okay. We gave a couple oils that are great for mood, like support for calming and that sort of thing.
And today we introduced one we'd never talked about before.
Right.
That was good for anxious feelings and mental.
So what was
health
that one?
Support.
It was not Serenity. It was what?
See. Not very close.
A great one for making.
Angela. So MJRG Smith. Have you?
She already won. Or oh wait.
No, maybe not, because she said several.
Does it count if?
Yes.
Okay, well then that's it.
Have you won yet, Jen? Have you won yet?
Jen must not have. Okay, Jen.
Well, does it, or do we go with Angela?
Oh my goodness. Well, she hit all of her bases there.
Yeah, she did.
So I mean, she still was first.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, so
It's adaptive.
MJRG Smith said adaptive, and that's the one that we're talking about. So send us your address, and we'll send you this bottle of adaptive.
And she has not won yet. First time.
Okay, there you go. First time winner.
Ding, 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 ding.
First time
ding.
caller, long time listener, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Last one. Let's see. What's our trivia
Okay.
for this one?
Oh, this one? Oh man.
Well, we don't have, that doesn't have to necessarily be about this one, but
I know.
just trivia in general.
Oh, how easy should it be?
I don't know.
Okay, what? Name the first two ingredients
Oh.
of this oil.
That's a good idea. First two ingredients. Were you listening? Now, they could Google it, but
dun 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 dun. Angela,
Angela got it.
you got it when you were so close last time. You
Was she
got
close
this
before?
time. She said adaptive, like right after.
Okay. Good job. So you're gonna get a free bottle of On Guard.
It's wild orange and then clove. We mentioned that because we were like, is clove the #1 ingredient? Mike said, no, it's wild orange and then clove.
Yeah,
So-
this is the best stuff ever. So send us your address.
Oh, Elizabeth said she couldn't even see what the oil was because it's on the
We're
phone.
like,
Yeah. What oil is this? That's gonna be one of our quiz
okay.
questions.
Next time we'll actually say the name of the oil when we're asking the question. We apologize.
Yeah,
We're new to
sorry.
this whole Jeopardy type thing. Okay. So send us your addresses, all you 3 people, and we'll send you those oils.
Does that mean your phone is too small to see the raw edge of this wall right here?
Here we got to go this way. We just want a white backdrop.
Yep.
Okay.
As for our North and South channel, we are working
We're-
on a video right now that's been taking forever,
Yeah.
but it's also helping us feel better because when you're in the middle of a renovation, you feel like you're not making any progress. And so we decided to do like everything we've done in the last 6 months video. And it's amazing.
So it's going to be a 10-hour long video.
No, but it's taken like forever to go and pick through months and months and months of footage and try to make a cohesive thing. But it's
Which
been
it
really,
isn't, but
it's been therapeutic because you really do look around and you're like, man, we're not making any progress. And then you're like, we have done so much in the last 6 months. No wonder we're exhausted. So that should maybe be up today. I don't know. We'll see if we're.
we got to put music to it. That's the hard part.
And also Mondays are when we talk to our kids that are serving as missionaries. And so we
Andrew
don't
and
always
Esther.
have a ton of time.
Okay, so that's it. Thanks for coming along.
Love ya.
Come back.
Thanks for coming to the live.
Go to the link in the description below if you want to get that kit that has all these oils in it. And come back on Wednesday night, 9 o'clock our time,
Hopefully
Eastern.
less glitchy.
Maybe less glitchy. And I don't know if we'll go through the exact same information or not.
I don't know.
We'll
we never
announce
know.
what it
It's
is.
just exciting like
You just
that.
know there's going to be a video. Okay?
Okay.
So that's it. Is that it?
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good Monday.
Bye.
Stay safe out there. Bye.